So the artist that I wanted to share was an artist that I wanted it to be like an artist that personally pushes me to be fearless, since that's kind of the whole point of being here. So I actually chose an artist that um, is close to me because I grew up with her art, because she's my mom, actually. Um, but it's not as it's like I don't really like relate to her art in like an aesthetic way, but I think that since I know the backstory, it'll give like the people that I'm going to present it to some more information. um so yeah, Maria Papacharalambus was born in 1964 in Cyprus, and she later went to study at the School of Fine Arts in Athens, and then had a postgraduate degree in Spain. She later also followed and studied philosophy and psychology and life coaching, um, which she then implemented into her own work. Uh, and yeah, she's a multidisciplinary artist that she worked from painting to sculpture, installation, video, and short films and different other things. But I'm just going to focus on painting because that's what I guess I like more. Um, but yeah, so starting off with the first, I don't know if I can like show it. Okay, I can. With the first slide, her first paintings were very like the whole concept of her work in general is about how you don't really need expensive materials. And in her work, she always incorporates things that most people wouldn't even bat an eye if they saw it on the street. So like at school, when they would basically supply her with materials, she would often sell those materials to her classmates and then use the money to buy inferior, in quote marks, materials, but that she would experiment with. So in this series, she would use organic materials such as rotting bread or hay, paper, and she would make these huge paintings. These are actually very big. Um, but yeah, her whole kind of idea and aesthetic is that an artist has the ability to give soul into any material and turn it into something with dignity and value, which I kind of think that all the female artists that we saw today were kind of projecting onto their works, which is fine, very interesting. Um, Moving on, this is another work from her exhibition Dream Traps, which basically incorporated these tiny figures and fashion design, but again, using these scraps of material that would have been thrown away. Um, so she would like kind of make the viewer question about if this work even means anything. She has this ambiguity in her work. Um, Also, like in the exhibition, the dresses would also like actually move on the line, clothesline. Um, Continuing. Um, Again, this is one of the things that very early in her career she would always kind of flip the conventional, traditional like ways of how an art is formed. So here we see that she kind like the horizon line, which is usually on the bottom, is at the top. And also the things that were the cardboard like cutouts that she designed, um, although they were pasted on top, they were attached to magnets, and they were able, like the audience was able to actually move them around into different parts of the paintings. So also kind of involving the audience in with her work. Continuing. Again, here we see her using materials that were destined to end up in the trash. For her, like from her previous exhibition, she wanted to go print some catalogs, and these were actually the sheets that would have been inserted into the printing machines to clean like the plates from all and the machines from the ink, and they would get different patterns onto them because they were like being cleaned. And she managed to convince the people to kind of hand her the scraps and the filth that, and basically the rags, and she made these long scrolls in this work, but that she later like also drawn on top, added different found objects. Continuing. Again, here we see the fact that she was also like basically kind of a hoarder, because whatever people didn't want, they would bring onto her, and she would repurpose into her art. So we see like different textiles, cutouts from different printed things, wrappers, or just different like household objects would have been inserted into the image to create these intricate, like I guess, compositions that then the viewer has to kind of ask, okay, so is there a meaning there? Is there not a meaning there? And this the I guess the thing that she wanted to convey in this particular exhibition, titled Here and There, was how can one be happy, but like, because like also the difference between here and there is just a T, which in physics represents time. So she wanted to kind of bring this idea that we can also be like happy and satisfied with the here and the now, and different ideas like that. Continuing. Um, she also, this is like the only one of her works that is, I guess, three-dimensional that I've included. I mean, that it's not like a painting. Um, and these were supposed to be portraits of different psychological states or people. Um, and it was this whole kind of exhibition, I mean, display, where she basically made these out of scraps of different, um, like thrown away objects. I also know that she used a lot of materials and textiles and clothing from refugees from Cyprus during the Turkish invasion of Cyprus. So they also carry this idea and the energy and the stories of these people. Um, but yeah, I was like very brief because I know that Kiki also wants to, I mean, like say the lesson afterwards. But I hope that this was like enough to kind of pique your interest and make people question, I guess, maybe what is deserving of being an artist material or what's not, and kind of to question certain things. Some honorable exhibitions and notable exhibitions that she had were, I guess, in the Biennale at Cairo, Biennale at Venice, Beijing Biennale, and the Mediterranean European Youth Biennale in Portugal. But that was like very old. Uh, yeah, I think I'm done. But yeah, thank you for hearing me. Thank you.